want to take some time to go more in depth on what we look at for a new patient first day appointment. I'm going to call it day one from here on out. Now, when that new patient walks into the office, we talked about this last month, and you want to make sure your greeting makes an impact. Because remember, we're setting the tone for a healing, healthy environment, and we want to be different than any other healthcare office that they enter. So whatever you're doing, you should know when a new patient is coming in. If you're utilizing a schedule that gives you different colors and you know what each one represents, boy, our color is red for new patients, and when I see red on the appointment, I know what to be expecting. I know to be anticipating a brand new face walking into the office. So at 2 o'clock, if I'm expecting a new patient, you better believe that whatever I'm doing, as soon as I hear that door open, my attention goes 100% to who's walking in. Because most likely it's going to be that new patient. And I want to make eye contact with them. I want to have a smile on my face to let them know they're in the right place, to have that feeling of, wow, this is different, this is good. And I'm going to greet them by name. Because when a person hears their name, there's a familiarity there. There's a peace, there's a calming, and there's a feeling of caring. And so I want you to make eye contact, smile, and say, "Hi, Mary, so nice to meet you." Extend your hand, give a handshake. In our office, the way our front desk is set up, it doesn't work to walk around it to greet them. So we greet them over our front desk counter. But if you're in a situation where you can physically greet them, absolutely do it. Once you've got them checked in, we want to have them have a comfortable spot. So I always show them where to go. Just have a seat right here in our reception area, and I go ahead and point out a chair for them. Because the easier we make their day and their time with us, the more relaxed they are. Always offer them a bottle of water. It begins that reciprocity. Now, they could say no thanks, and that's okay. Because we're offering a bottle of water, not a glass of water. And so what we do is we always tell them, go ahead, you can just put it in your purse and keep it for later. Always make sure that they keep it. Now, one other thing that you can do in your office, just to give a little bit more of a wow factor, is at our front desk we have a new patient board, and it says welcome. And if it was Mary Smith, then it'll say welcome Mary S. We have the first name and then first initial of the last name. Again, it's just that small touch that makes a big difference, that we are expecting this new patient, we care about this new patient, and we are ready to begin a relationship with them because we know what life with chiropractic means for them, and we're excited for it. Now, when that patient is checked in, our office utilizes ChiroTouch, and so Dr. Mike can see that the new patient has indeed checked into the office. Even if he is adjusting patients, he finds 10 seconds to excuse himself, come out into our reception area, extend his hand, and greet that new patient and say, "Mary, I'm Dr. Mike. I'm so glad to meet you. You're in the right place, and I'm going to be with you in just a couple moments." We don't want you to put a new patient back into a new patient room to sit there all by themselves. We want to make sure that we are escorting and greeting and taking care of. The hospitality factor on their first day has to be through the roof. So once the doctor has finished with adjusting and is ready now to begin the new patient exam, the doctor comes out and will get the patient. Now, you as a CA, you need to make sure the doctor is prepared to switch that or flip that switch from adjusting to new patient. So you need to have a clipboard, and it needs to have all of the intake paperwork completed on it, and it needs to have the day one patient history so that the doctor can efficiently go through the patient history and figure out what the life effect is, because they're going to need that for day two. And make sure with that clipboard you have a pen. The doctor should not have to scramble for anything. He or she should be able to be laser focused on the new patient because everything he needs or she needs is right there, pen included. The small details make big differences. Now, when I mention paperwork, if you have paperwork done in your office, make sure that you sit down next to that new patient and you go through and explain it. and offer to be there to answer any questions that come up along the way. Our patients do it online, so when they come in and I greeted them and checked them in, I have my clipboard ready, and if there's anything not signed or anything that they left blank, I just simply ask, did you have a question on this part? Because we have just A, B, or C that needs to be filled out yet, and then we just need your signature here and here. Either way, we make sure that we are taking care of the patient and making sure all of that new patient paperwork is completed. Now, scheduling that report of finding is part of day one. So on day one, we are setting up day two. And we like to have what we call a 3-point handoff or a 3-point commitment when it comes to our report of findings. And this works in a way that everyone knows what our report of finding times are. And if the doctor is going to set up that report of finding, he's going to know that going into the patient exam. And at the end of it, he's going to say, we need to go over these results. And tomorrow is when I'd like to do that. Now, is morning or afternoon going to work better for you? And doctor has the times that we have available for the report times. Once he's got the commitment from the doctor, or from the patient, the doctor will escort that patient up to take care of any payment or any other procedural or administrative aspects of that first day with the CA. And the doctor in front of the patient and to the CA will say, Mary's going to come in for her report of findings tomorrow at 10 a.m. So the doctor, the patient, and the CA are all together in agreement. And we do this because if the patient has any objections, whether it be time, whether it be, oh, is it really necessary, I just want my adjustment, whatever those objections are, the doctors are going to be handling them. So we know when we make that report of finding appointment that that's a commitment that's made within 3 people, and it just makes it that much stronger, and your percentage of someone keeping that report of finding goes way up. It can also be done this way, where the CA knows the timing of the doctor and goes back to get the new patient to bring them up to the front desk to finish out. Like I said before, hospitality has to be through the roof. We don't let a patient wander through our office on their own the first 2 days. We guide them through every step of the way. So a CA could go back to the new patient room and say, we've got our report of finding times tomorrow are morning or afternoon, just like our regular scheduling script, and then we guide them. If morning works, great. I have a 10:30 or I have an 11:45. Which one works best for you? Okay, Mary, Dr. Mike, I guess you guys will be talking tomorrow at 11:45. Mary, if you want to come with me, I'll get you a reminder card and we'll get today taken care of. Always make sure that you have the 3 people in agreement. You can make it fit whatever system you have in your office, but just make sure that you have a way to make it be between the 3 people. That's how you have a successful day one. You greeting the patient, your hospitality level is high, you're welcoming them, you have the doctor absolutely 110% prepared to be focused in on the patient, and then you make sure all are in agreement for the report of finding and escort them back to the front desk, finish out your payment, and tell them that you're excited to see them tomorrow.